Queen Ebling from Nurturing Motherhood. Today I'd like to show you how to use a stretchy wrap to carry your newborn baby. So a stretchy wrap is basically one very long piece of stretchy fabric. The trouble is that can feel quite daunting and you can tie yourself up in knots if you're not quite sure how to use it. So I'm going to try and share a step-by-step video tutorial to help you. They are very comfortable. If you've got them on nice and tight and correctly, they're really comfortable both for you and for baby. You will hardly feel the weight of your baby if you've got your stretchy wrap on nice and tight and securely, and your baby will feel very snug. They can have their head resting on your chest to hear your heartbeat. They feel like they're being hugged, and they're perfectly happy, and usually it's a fairly surefire way of getting them to go off to sleep. So, your stretchy wrap, you need to find the middle marker of your stretchy wrap. Now, there will be either a label or some way of marking the centre of the long piece of fabric. So find that and make sure there are no big twists in the fabric. Hold the middle marker centrally against your chest and take the sides out to your side and behind your back. Then when they're behind your back, you want to cross them over. Okay? Then bring them out to the sides again. Now you want them to go over your shoulder. So bring them behind your arm, up and over your shoulder. Same for this side. Over my arm, up and over my shoulder. Now, at this stage you should see I've got a cross on my back, an X on my back. I need to get rid of any slack that I had across my back, so I want to pull up and over, up and over. Now I can feel that that's nice and tight against my back, got rid of any slackness in the fabric. Next thing to do is these two long tails need to tuck down behind this horizontal one. Just tuck them down, pull them through, and then you want to make a cross on your front as well, so these two tails need to cross over. So you'll see there's a cross on my front, cross on my back, and the one horizontal one going across my tummy or my chest. These two long tails now need to be tied off. Depending on how long your tails are and what size you are, you may wish to tie them just directly behind your back here. You may wish to bring them to the side and tie the knot there, or if you've got very, very long tails left over, go round your back, cross them over and come back round to the front to tie them off. This one is just right for tying at the back. You want to use a double knot. Nice and tight. Right. Now at this stage you want to just get rid of any twists and creases, so I'm going to spread that out across my shoulder. Same here, spread it out. No twists, hopefully no twists in the back. Spread it out across your back and it'll be nice and comfortable. Now where the two diagonal passes cross, you want that cross to be right down at the bottom near your tummy button. So move it so that they cross down at the bottom there. And then to put baby in, you want to put baby, you've got one pass here that is closest to your body and one that is the outer one. And depending on how you've tied it, it will differ which one is closest to your body. But you want baby's leg to go into the one closest to you first. So take your baby. You're going to put your baby up onto the opposite shoulder from the one that's closest to you. So up in burping position. Hold baby with one hand. Now with this hand I'm going to go behind that diagonal, pull it down and just catch baby's foot and let that foot come through next to my body, between my body and the fabric, across under baby's knee pit here. Now same on the other side, so shift baby over to the other side of you, other shoulder, hand goes behind the fabric, pull it down, encourage baby's foot just to come through. And then you want that fabric to sit there in the knee pit. Probably encourage baby's hands to be up in front of their chest if possible. Some babies don't like that. Okay, so now you've got baby sitting on the bottom of the crossed fabric. You need to now spread this fabric over their back. So find the edge of the fabric here, pull it right over baby's back, so it's gone from this knee pit right across their bottom, comes right over to the other knee pit, and you want it to be covering most of their back right up to the nape of their neck. Same on the other side. So I'm going to spread that fabric right over baby's back, from the nape of the neck, right across to the opposite knee. So we've now got 2 stretches of fabric right across from knee to knee, and they're crossing right at the bottom of baby's neck, just here. You want baby to have an M position with their legs, so you're up and down, with their bottom being here, being the lowermost part, and their knees up nice and high. So if you wish, you can just help to encourage that by adjusting their knees, bringing their pushing up on their feet, bringing their knees up high, encouraging their bottom to sink down low. That is the best position for babies developing hips. That will encourage them to develop as they should do. Now, last thing to do here to get the wrap on properly is this horizontal piece of fabric here needs to come over baby's back. So you need to grab hold of it, pull it out and over the baby's legs and feet, so it's going across their back here. Alright, then you pull the bottom edge underneath the bottom, and the top edge comes up to baby's neck here. And you might just want to pull that fabric up so it's sort of up and round your body, wrapped around your body, and feels nice and comfortable. Now, baby is nice and snug, nice and tight to me, nice and high up on my chest. So several ways of checking that your baby is in correctly and safely. You should be able to just gently tilt your head forward and kiss the top of baby's head here. Very easy for me to do. If your baby if you have put your sling on too slack, too loosely, which is many parents do that first time. It feels a bit strange to put it on so tightly, but you want it nice and tight. If it's too loose, then your baby will probably be sitting somewhere down here. You can't easily reach them to kiss the top of their head, and then their head and their face is potentially sitting between your breasts, which is potentially a suffocation risk. It's not such an issue with men when they're carrying their children, but very important for ladies. So let's move baby back up to the right position, close enough to kiss the top of their head. You should be able to lean forward without baby moving away from you. Now, naturally, you'll want to support their head as you do this because their head will flop. But as you move forward, the baby shouldn't pull away from your body. That's another clue that you've got baby in nice and tightly here. Now, very importantly, as soon as possible, you need to make sure your baby has got a clear airway. Now, if this was a real baby, I wouldn't be very happy with this because the fabric is covering my baby's nose and mouth and potentially blocking airflow. So we need to deal with that. So I've got to move that fabric away from baby. To do that, you can just do a little flip of the fabric on your shoulder. You can just take that hem that is near the baby's face and flip it, so you've kind of got a bit of a capped, and you see a bit of a capped shoulder there, and that opens up plenty of space there for baby to breathe freely. On the other side, where baby has got the back of their head, if they're sleepy, sometimes their head is quite floppy as a newborn, you may wish to give a bit of extra support just by pulling that over the back of baby's head, and that just helps their head not to flop too much. Alternatively, you can find a muslin, roll it up into a fat sausage, like this, and you can then tuck that under the top hem, this horizontal. So I'm just going to flip over that top hem and make a little sort of cushion here for baby so that they've got a little bit more head support. Just flip that down again. Okay. So baby's in nice and tight, nice and high, their airway is clear, and their head is supported. Your baby will they may cry as you put them in the sling, but once you start moving around and getting on with some jobs or going for a walk, it usually will settle them down very, very quickly. To take a baby out, just reverse everything. So if you've got a muslin in there, take that out. First of all, take the horizontal piece of fabric down over baby's feet and legs, so it's against your body again. And then you just want to open out the diagonal pieces away from baby's bottom. You can then just lift baby up and out like that, but if your baby is asleep and you don't want to disturb them too much, you can take each foot out individually by pulling the fabric round baby, and then you can just lay baby down with minimal disruption in their cot or Moses basket. Now you'll notice that that sling is now back in starting position, so I can now, if I wish, go and get a cup of tea, sit down, do some jobs, whatever I want to do, leaving that on, and when my baby wakes up and wants a cuddle again, wants to be carried, I can just put baby in without having all the faff of tying it. So many mums will just wear this all day, as long as you don't get too hot. It's perfectly comfortable, it doesn't feel a hindrance in any way, and it makes it a lot easier to put your baby in and out. Slings are excellent for a baby maybe who's struggling with reflux or wind, because it keeps them upright, so you might want to put baby in a sling for half an hour after a feed just to help with their reflux issues. Some babies find it very calming. It may be the only way you can settle your baby to sleep. Very good for the evening colicky hours when baby just wants to be held and not put down. It is also possible to breastfeed in a sling. I won't show you that, but it is possible. Yeah, they're excellent tool. If your baby's very unsettled, you can actually put baby in skin to skin. So if you have nothing on your top half, apart from the sling, and you just pop your baby in a nappy and then put baby into the sling, then you're chest to chest, skin to skin, and that can have a very calming effect on an unsettled baby. These slings are excellent for going out for a walk, places that you can't go with a pushchair, for example through woodland where you've got lots of roots, or if it's muddy, and they're equally good just for wearing around the house, give you your hands free so you can get on with some jobs or sit down and eat a meal in peace. They're absolute lifesaver for many new parents, and I certainly as a doula wouldn't be without one in my bag every day. And yeah, I'm often seen with a baby in a stretchy wrap, busy doing some jobs in the house while mum has a sleep or a shower and a bit of time to herself. It meets your baby's needs and it helps to give you your hands free. So definitely would recommend investing in a good stretchy wrap if you haven't already got one. If you don't feel that this is sufficient information, then please do go to your local sling library or see a sling consultant for a bit more individualised help. If you don't get on with the stretchy wrap, they'll have lots of other suggestions for a sling that will work for you and will help you to fit it correctly and make sure you're both safe and confident. I hope that's helpful. Bye bye.